Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind. George Wright III here with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. Today we have a podcast coming out a little late in the day. Apologize for that, but we have some really big news that we're going to be launching with. And I've been really busy, so I'm running some businesses here. Got to keep up on it, but I want to make sure that I maintain a commitment to you. My goal is to help you to, constantly get your day started with some inspiration and motivation that'll help you to, achieve your goals. And today, what I want to talk to you about is I want to talk to you about this whole idea about what it is that you fear and why you fear it. Because, we all have things that we fear in life. Sometimes fear can be, a good thing, and sometimes it's a bad thing. Sometimes it can be paralyzing, and sometimes it can actually help and protect us, keep us safe. But, fear can keep us from truly manifesting our best life and unleashing the potential and the ultimate greatness that we have inside of us. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about that today. But as we get started, and before we get started, I want to draw your attention to the Daily Mastermind mobile app and the quote of the day. The quote of the day is from Nolan Bushnell. It says, "The critical ingredient is getting off your butt and doing something." That's a great one. Obviously, it all boils down to taking action. And, action, which we all know is required to have success, can really be halted by fear. And that's why I want to talk to you about that today. Fear, when I was thinking about it and I was kind of going through this topic of what it is that people fear, because so many people right now are struggling with fear and anxiety, or maybe it's not so much fear of the marketplace, because a lot of entrepreneurs are pretty aggressive, but maybe it's that you just fear stepping into your greatness, fear stepping into, many of us have this calling or this feeling of things that we want to do in our life, things that we're passionate about, people, things that we're excited about, but we just don't have the courage to step up and do something about it. And, I want to spend this week, and I'm probably going to have several episodes on this topic of fear and how to overcome fear and take steps and strategies towards stepping into your fear, because I really believe that outside your comfort zone and into your fear is where your happiest, most fulfilled, most exciting life is going to be. And I thought I'd start out today with a quick little quote, sort of a quote from a speech. One of the most famous speeches of all time was one that Roosevelt did, just when the nation, back in time when the nation was on the peak of, and really right in the middle of this Great Depression. Roosevelt was elected to office, and his inaugural speech was really just awaited on by just masses of people because they were looking for hope. They were looking for something to get them out of this depression, which ironically is a period of time when most people probably felt at the lowest, and you might be able to relate a little bit to that right now. And so they had nationwide broadcasts. They were broadcasting this speech everywhere. It was heard by tens of millions of Americans, and the stage was set for all these people to just have some hope. And I'm just going to kind of give you a little piece of the first part, which may sound familiar to you, but I will remind you. He started out his inaugural speech by saying, "So first of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Nameless, unreasoning, unjustified terror, which paralyzes needed efforts to convert retreat into advance. In every dark hour of our national life, a leadership of frankness and of vigor has met with that understanding and support of the people themselves, which is essential to victory. And I am convinced that you will again give that support to leadership in these critical days." What he did is he reminded the country that they had faced many things, many worse things already, and overcome them in life. And this is a huge strategy that if you're not proactively doing, you need to do. When you bump up against fear, you have to remind yourself, because all of us have had struggles in our life, times when we've had to deal and battle with things, and we've overcome them. We're still here. And you have to remind yourself that no matter what happens, no matter what you fear, that your determination and will has always been strong enough to get you through it. And that by itself will help you to create awareness, because, fear can create its own self-fulfilling prophecy if you continue to look through the lens of fear, because what you do is when you are looking through a fearful lens or perspective on life, you lose energy, you lose momentum, you start to see things go wrong, and that makes them happen, and you lose confidence to deal with problems in yourself. When you're focused on the problem, when you're focused on the fear, you're not going to focus on your greatness. And when you focus on your greatness or your ability to overcome your fears, it helps you to get through that, right? The critical key to handling fear is going to be your attitude and your perspective on it. Because let's understand something. Your attitude is going to shape your perception. If you have a positive attitude, a dominant attitude of I'm going to handle anything, that will shape your perception. And the way you view fear is really going to help you through it, because viewing it from the lens of, fear and retreat and things, you lose your courage in situations. Whereas if you view fear through a lens of optimism and positivity and, stick-to-itiveness, right? I think that's a word. You're going to have more courage and you're going to have more strength, because look, you only have two choices when it comes to fear. And these are the same two choices we've had since the beginning of time. You can, and this is why I tell you that fear can be a good thing, because you can take a passive approach to fear or an active approach to fear. Your passive approach means you're going to retreat and you're going to protect yourself. And there are times when fear serves our purpose. Fear serves our purpose of allowing us to retreat and protect ourselves and keep ourselves from harm. That's a really passive way to deal with fear. But the second one is an active way. And that is that you face your fears, you lean into your fears, you push through your fears, and you dominate the situation. And, if you really think about it and you take this perspective, we've never lived in a time where we're more protected, with more opportunity, with more chances for us to create and sustain our livelihood, our, food and shelter and opportunity. And yet we're more fearful than we ever have been. We're more fearful now of what might happen, and yet we have far more opportunity to protect ourselves, to take advantage of opportunities, to find solutions. There's so many more ways to find solutions to things right now, and yet we're more fearful. And that just means that we're buying into the fear that's happening in the marketplace, around us, and our surroundings. And so I want to point you out to one important factor, and that is your attitude. Your attitude, an attitude of gratitude, an attitude of optimism, an attitude of strategy, an attitude of, dominant, consistent discipline in your daily rituals. That attitude will help you to lean into your fear. It'll help you to make a change that will benefit you overall in life. And so this week, what I want to do is I'm going to talk about fear a little bit, identifying, isolating, overcoming the fear, strategies to help you to lean in, because I think what you're going to need to do over the next couple of months as we go into the first of the year is you need to start executing on areas that you are fearful of this year, that next year you're not going to let stop you, you're not going to let hold you back, that are not going to keep you from doing that thing you want to do, or pushing through, or being more honest and outright and transparent in your relationships and your communication, your business. It's time to face your fears and move to the next level. It's time to be able to take what you know is going to help you and apply it in your life so that you can create the life you're meant to live. Because like I've said many, many, many times, it's never too late to start living the life that you're meant to live. So I look forward to having those conversations with you throughout the week. I hope this is something that might get you thinking a little bit. That's my message for today. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll talk with you more. This has been the Daily Mastermind. Talk to you soon.